All right, welcome, as it's time for Issyrla, our legends of, as we are moving through our tundra-like continent here in Western Issyrla, as our mighty tribe of warriors have had to flee their ancestral home and come and make a new place, at least as a temporary settlement, and took on the quest to find a suitable creature to sacrifice in order to gain power and protection for their village, and set their sight on a threat that had escaped their watch area before they took it over, and followed the clues and tracks of this thing and found it to be a dragon composed of nothing. The absence of form and space, the void itself, seemed to be where it drew all its power and energy. A dragon of secrets and of shadow. And realize it had drawn all types of information and secrets to this place. And with mighty fighting and ingenuity, and nearly losing their lives, they were able to fell the foul creature and lay it low, even in this place where there is no light. And so now, having destroyed it, you stand in shadow. For here, light cannot touch. The form of this creature laid out, stars within, still maddening to behold, threatening to devour consciousness and thought. It's hard to even concentrate around it. And as you look out, you can see roughly 300 feet back the way you came, where the light dims, but where you are is dark. Torches will not light. Your dark vision does work a bit, but other than that, it's nearly impossible to see. So, this large corpse before you, what would you like to do?
Does it feel like a dimension or pocket plane or something? Like, did we cross the threshold at some point, or is this like temporary little spot embedded in our own plane?
Where you're standing now, from the best you can tell, it seems like just a light doesn't want to be here. Doesn't feel like another plane necessarily. You feel the ground beneath you, and it is consistent with the rest of where you came from. It's rocky. It's normal, if not bare of plant life.
Well, exhausted and feeling accomplished after having chased down a formidable beast that was scared shitless, flying away from me and almost being felled myself, looking quite rough now, not like I was just a few moments ago. And I kneel down and touch this form in front of me, touching its head area. No one's going to miss you, dragon. And I start poking and seeing what things I could use from this dragon, whether it is knowing that it didn't really have blood per se, but knowing it took its life force from other things. I will just examine it, see what I can use magically for whether it's my staff, and then also seeing what form of brain it has. So maybe I could eat its brain and learn its greatest secret. Who knows?
Very good. Very cool. So, do you have dark vision here?
I think I had light. Does light work? Dispel light?
It does
Or no?
not.
Okay, then I am here. Let's see. Oh wait, yeah, I do because of the cloak.
Okay.
Cloak of bat.
Perfect. All right. So you go ahead and give me a survival check with disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, nice. 18.
18. Very good. I would say beginning to dissect this. You are able to capture what almost seems like pure liquid black.
Flush.
Upon looking at it, it's as if it looks like a hole in the world as you pour it and are able to put it into vials. And you find it, you think you could probably treat your staff with this
Okay.
in the making of it.
Liquid black ichor.
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
As far as its brain, you are it was damaged very much in the fight, and getting into its skull itself, you feel like you're damaging it. You've damaged it further.
Okay. I only need, it doesn't need to be, I guess, in perfect form. I only need like an ounce of blood matter or brain matter.
Brain matter. You can get it. You're saying it's definitely like a little, yeah. So you're able to, so you're going to try to take it?
Yeah, if I can.
All right. So eating it a little bit.
I won't eat it now. I can't eat it
now.
till my next long rest. But
okay, so you store a little bit of brain.
Yep. As long as I eat it before 3 days. I have 3 days. Unless one of the clerics can preserve it, but
I want to look around this dark area because of the possibility of some portal to another plane being in existence in this area.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just kind of walking around the dark areas and trying to see if I notice anything unusual or that's emitting some type of energy, or that I can actually feel something tactile, or something that just looks out of place.
Okay, so you have dark vision?
I do.
Okay, very cool. So I would say you don't see anything like you figure this is a very large space. So you'd go some distance from the group.
I would wait then, and I would bring this just to everyone. When we have a moment and perhaps have rested, we should perhaps look for any traces left over from the other plane to either ensure that it was sealed or to perhaps study.
That's a good idea. I'm not very keen of eye, but I can help.
At the moment, I'm pretty messed up. She's got like 1 HP, so she's wouldn't mind a moment to catch our breath before we go too far.
I can probably help you with it. We'll go ahead and cast Goodberry, and from her hand pop out 10 quick berries. Eat as much as you like. Oh, you are in very difficult shape. Yes.
She's already eaten them.
Cool. All right, we pop 10 more then.
All right.
Real quick, I can cast Cure Wounds on her as well. A little more effective.
I mean, I'm getting 10 HP for a first level spell. I'm not feeling bad about this.
I get 2d8 plus 5 for a first level spell.
Help yourself.
Put it away, boys.
Well, there's a lot of shade being thrown around.
Jade, and ironically, it's already dark in here.
Okay, so that's 21 healing.
All right.
So you
That's
picked up
2 8s. That's 6. Anyways, I look at the disheveled Nala who's getting and devouring berries, and I look at Torhilda, who all were getting a lot of the brunt force in the fight. And I look over to them. What?
You see her doing her second wind, breathing, hyperventilating, and getting a few hit points back.
Having stood face to face in the eyes of death just moments ago, and looking not much better than you both, and not in a hurry to heal up, he looks at you both in the eye. Were you afraid when the dragon tucked its tail and ran?
No.
I thought you might have caught the fright, since you stood like a stone there for quite some time.
Azaria, I was about to fall. I wasn't worried about dying. I was worried that you were all going to spend all of your magics having to heal me instead of taking on the dragon. It was a tactical maneuver.
Well, that is why we have certain things that we're all great at, like Layla and Brynja being able to do such. I think we just need to trust them more. I expected there to be more help when I chased this dragon around, but it didn't seem like you two were interested in getting your hands dirty at the end.
If you wanted
I just
to
felt
use a
alone.
spell, if you wanted to use a spell to bring me to the dragon, you were well within your right. But all I was doing was diverting resources.
Tor bristles.
However,
You know you're faster than we are. You poofed out of here like a bat out of hell. I had to use one of my special horsehair rings just to try to keep up with you, to try to make sure you were going to be okay. Don't do that again.
this is a team, Azariah.
It is. I just worried that my team was not up to the task
Up
of
to what
staring.
task?
Let me finish, Nala. To the task of staring danger high. I was worried that you wouldn't be able to endure the worst of times. That is all.
Well, you were wrong.
I hope
I've
so.
endured much worse than this. And I would have gladly given my life, but I am not going to stand by and watch some of our best magic users have to waste their magic on just keeping me on my feet over and over again, while they could be using that same magic to help you take down the dragon.
It is no waste, Nala, to keep you up and alive, and I do not want you to think of such. It is important to keep you up. It is not a waste. I would just say, and I don't mean to sound crass, but I don't think any of our friends would believe, at least I knew my brothers and father would never believe that I would fell a dragon with or without friends. And I couldn't have done that without you all. Whether or not. You saw the look at the end of that dragon's eyes, as I did. I wish you were all there, but I, in a rush, decided to go by myself. It was partly selfish. I wanted to reap the life force of that dragon and also be able to do what my family deemed impossible. And I feel powerful now.
I don't mind you letting your hunger get the better of you from time to time, but you must admit it was a little reckless.
Oh, well, you all were getting the brunt of the dragon's fury, and I was lucky enough not to be as bloody as you all. I took a risk that I was okay with failing.
How did you not take so many hits?
Well, I was really far away, and he kept on putting you in little boxes that made you not move or making you think crazy things. I just happened to be out the way.
Where were you exactly?
Near that tree, close to the wall.
Ah, and then she gets a playful look in her eye. So you were hiding in the trees. Were you scared? She's clearly playing with you.
He looks like dead serious. He's like, at first, I was terrified. That thing had the galaxy in its wings. Did you see that?
I did. I'm only jesting you.
No, I know. I just, it was scary.
I think you did well.
I was worried, but now that we accomplished today what many others dream about and tell about in stories. The stories that we read in the library.
Yes, and I think you did a great job to take down this dragon.
Now, do you think that it's possible that there is a device or something? Do you think it's natural that this dragon is able to flow between different planes so easily and bring what seems to be the otherworldly here? Or is it some device they're using?
I don't know, but I saw you take part of the brain just now, and hopefully that might give you a clue. Because
Yes,
I don't know if it's natural or arcane or magic's not my thing.
I do have to study that spell tonight and partake as soon as I can. They get really unusable after 3 days, but even after a few hours, the brain doesn't taste as good. And I'm conflicted on what I should ask.
Brains, fish, and house guests, or go bad after 3 days.
That's what my mom had in her living room, right next to Live, Laugh, Loiter. I think that there's 3 things I would like to know. One, I would like to know what a dragon who seems to hoard secrets, what would it deem its greatest secret that it knows? And how important could that be if we gain such knowledge? 2, selfishly, I would want to know who has my brother and where are they? My brother and father. Those are selfish knowledge that I seek. And the third, and lastly, being its power to bring this darkness here and where that comes from.
Those seem like very smart questions. Maybe we should take this back to camp because we need the body for our hearth ritual. Right? The whole point is to strengthen the hearth, as long as you have the piece of brain that you need.
Yeah, we will need to bring parts of it or what we can to nourish the magic of the hearth.
Yes. Well, I have lots of ropes and pulleys and crates, and many of us brought horses.
Yeah,
So
we brought
I
horses
imagine-
in a cart, I believe.
Oh, we brought a cart too. Yeah, so
Yeah,
we
brought
should
that
be
cart.
able to. We might have to disassemble it a bit.
Cut off some wings, maybe the head,
We got to go to that river again to.
get the heart or the heart area. Yeah, we'll either have to cross the river again, or I mean, I guess we could go around and take the bridge. That would just take a lot longer of a trip.
Well,
If
how do
we
we all
can
feel?
rest a bit.
I'm good with either plan.
Well, if we go the roundabout way and take the bridge, maybe we could meet up with other travelers and clans that might be nearby. Or we could run into trouble, but I'm not too afraid of trouble.
Some of you are still looking pretty beat up, I believe, and not maybe ready for trouble if trouble arrives.
I just need some coffee.
Good coffee habit. Okay. Renee pokes around a little bit and just like tries to understand, maybe Arcana, maybe a little passive percept. Like, is the darkness effect bound to the dragon corpse? Is it just here, or is there something else going on?
Yeah, I'll take a nature.
Ha ha ha! That's a terrible choice. Let's do that.
I'll guide you.
Okay.
I would like to know too.
5 plus a d4 is 6.
Take advantage because she's trying to help you.
All right.
Druid not proficient in nature. Love it.
Funny how that works, right?
It's the last.
That's much better. 18.
Okay. Because that was sort of like indicating she was trying to look around too.
Right.
So, taking your time, you're watching this light, and it's over the course of conversation and time. As, which by the way, everyone could have a short rest if they'd like,
Oh,
because
Thank God.
it would take an Azariah some time to do what he did to the corpse.
Brains.
And looking, you can see occasionally just this like streaks of light for moments, almost like silver strands held and possibly taut, giving you the intense feeling that the light is being devoured or consumed. And you're able to follow it. It seems to the source of whatever is pulling the light in is to the east.
Brittany will quickly pop a cantrip. Where is it? Produce flame. Can I produce flame, and what happens to the light?
Okay, with produce flame, if you hold the flame in your hand, you can see it. Watching at first, it just seems like there's the tiniest of glow in your hand, but you can see where it's kind of the light itself is being pulled away.
So she will wave the flame in her hand and try to experiment a little bit and see if she can use it to locate the source more precisely and like show it off to everybody else. Like, this normally works, but this shit ain't working right now.
Yeah, with a constant piece, you're kind of making this like tiny fire arrow, basically. You can follow it if you want.
How do you all feel about investigating a little bit further before we decide to move pieces of dragon corpse?
Well, that's what I was suggesting.
I'll help.
I think I will attempt to lead the way with my tiny little dead flame. If you'd like, stay close.
Lisa, I sent you something in Discord too. All right. Is everyone good with that then?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Then following it, using this kind of as a compass, basically, you begin climbing up the side of this mountain. The rock gets higher. Again, the dark, it's kind of rough here, but not entirely possible. Till you can get to a point where just as you come against like a very tall, like 20-foot high, like straight up rock face, you can see the flame now. The little strand being sucked up is going straight up. And you can see just above what appears to be a little ledge is the beginning of a small outline of white light. It goes circular, outlining what the total diameter of this seems to be maybe 40 or 50 feet. So it's up there maybe 20, 30 feet in the air. And within this ring of the little bit of light, there is nothing. There is nothing for your dark vision to pick up. Just pure black.
Can I take a look with my dark vision that cuts through magical as well?
Sure. You peer with your eyes, and just beyond after a bit, you can begin to see the tiniest dots of light, like stars. But no ground, as if it's an eternal star space or starscape.
Do we all see it?
You all see the ring and the blackness. And also in this area, some lying upon the ground, others gently floating as if partially unaffected by gravity, are rotting corpses with furs and metal armor and leathers, weapons degraded. Moving throughout them, you can see this substance that goes over and under the corpses.
Does it seem like that's what killed them?
It's hard to know. You see it moving.
I'm not sure we should approach any further.
Oh, well, we know the darkness is a remnant of travel. That might still be active. We could end up anywhere.
Does the movement seem organic or like natural, like a river, or
Like an organic, like a creature.
this is some kind of creature thing?
Well, let's find out if it's friendly.
Always trying to make friends.
Nala will step forward, not even seeing this. Hello. I am Nala. We enter this space in peace. Who are you?
And first time in a very long time, Fire, your character hears a voice.
You came in peace, and peace you shall get. And you see this light blue substance wrap around on the rotten corpses, and then form like a bubble-like shape around its head as the corpse stands up and starts speaking. We are bubbles. Who are you?
Well, again, I am Nala, and I turn to the others. This is Brynja.
Brynja visibly shudders and turns away for a second.
Bomunda.
Greetings.
Layla.
She nods her head.
Azariah.
Azariah is writing in his notebook as he sees the like blue goo wrap around this cadaver and animate it.
And Torhilda.
Hello. And this is my sister Svan as well.
And this is a great time for everyone to describe what this thing
Mhm.
sees or perceives, depending on its senses here.
Well, you see a giant kin man of extraordinary presence, around 7 feet tall or so, which is he's a little under that, which is he'll say 7 feet, but it's a little small for a Goliath, and he's a softer countenance than most of his Goliaths, as he has rounded features, and his face is adorned with intricate red tattoos that resemble sickles on both sides, symmetrically gracing his face. Broad forehead down to his chin. He has a very imposing stature that he uses to basically sulk about and contemplate deep thought. And he wears these furs sometimes and of teals, and has a staff that is has a crimson orb on top of it, and a magical cloak that shimmers in frosty teals and mint hues, and also has a spellbook bound in forest green leather, and it's connected, as you see. It has like a ring around on its end, and it has like another notebook and like a few other things that you might think he uses quite often. That's pretty much it for Azariah.
Layla is a palish, grayish tint to her skin at the moment. Black hair with undercut. Her face has markings similar to that of ant or praying mantis, or it's very insectoid looking. Eyes that are deep purple but seem to have stars reflecting in them. and the markings kind of go down on her to her chest and down her arms. These insectoid-like markings all the way down from basically everywhere you see. Holding a shield and not wearing armor, just a kind of a tunic and light clothes.
In contrast, Bormunder is heavily armored, coated somewhat in gore and ichor and frozen bits, and reflecting the damage that has just taken place as you survey the results of our handiwork. He sort of would instinctively intersperse himself between you and his companions, just until he feels confident that things are safe. Red dragonborn, eyes narrowed to slits, but not unfriendly, just careful.
Wow. Sorry.
Torhilda? Okay. So somebody.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I'm breaking it. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to hear. So Torhilda, you see a human woman in armor and furs. Her, despite the fact that she still has some wounds and obviously fought hard, she's very clean. She cleaned herself up. And fiery red hair, and has tattoos on her face of runes, but not any language you've ever seen, but there are runes on her face. And standing beside her is her twin, who appears in contrast to her kind of fiery crimson coloring, a very pale and almost translucent rose gold.
For her part, is very clearly a human, maybe not frail, but like very skinny, maybe a little fragile looking. Very clearly a druid, 100% natural, everything, including the huge shield on her back. Just has a slightly feral look to her, like she spends way more time out in the woods among the critters than among the rest of the tribe. And she has an undisguised look of disgust, pointing in Bubbles' direction. Just keeps like looking away, like, what is this abomination?
Oh, it's been a minute since I introduced Nala. Okay. Nala, barbarian warrior of unparalleled prowess and untamed fury. Her hair wild curls that cascade like the mane of a lion. Her eyes gleam with fire from 1,000 suns. Clad in furs and leather, she belies strength that lies within. Leaves grow from her dark hair, as if they were a wreath, but they are very much part of her form. Upon her back, gleaming steel, an instrument of vengeance that has felled many foes, and also nearby her harp, which has softened the hearts of thousands from her live performances. She has but 3 forms. Her current one, the medium-sized adult, the one known as the performer, who pens novels of romance regarding a world of giants. And she looks quite delighted to meet you.
You have defeated the dragon. Torn off its wings, broken its bones, drained its essence. You have freed us. Thank you.
You were trapped?
We're those who have perished here. with memories and secrets trapped here, given life.
Do you carry those secrets?
Not in this form now. The dragon took it.
I slap Brynja on the shoulder. Look, Brynja, it's not just one resurrection. It's a amalgamation of many different resurrections into one being. It's okay.
Because you make soup does not mean components are not still involved. Never mind. Good analogy. It is incredibly unnatural, and honestly, I'll be over here.
I've seen the way you eat birds, and it's quite unnatural.
When I'm a bird, it's not unnatural. It is very natural. That's how it's supposed to work.
I don't eat my birds whole.
You should try sometime. Perhaps you will show.
I suppose what is natural is a matter of perspective. And besides, you're being rude to our new friend.
Bubbles,
Yes?
how long have you been here?
A long time. I don't remember.
Well, it seems you are free now. Do you have a place to go?
I don't. Can I travel with you?
I
You're
would
the only
insist
people
upon
that
it.
I know.
Absolutely. I think you'll like.
Nala,
Yes.
do you remember what happened the last time?
What with Sprout?
No, with the people without belly buttons.
Okay, that wasn't last time. We've met Sprout since then.
The last time with something with 2 legs.
Well, Bubbles doesn't seem like those people to me.
I look to see if Bubbles has a belly button.
They do not.
They don't have a belly button.
Well, let me settle this. Bubbles, are you intending to backstab us or betray us as part of your long-term goals?
Do you wish for me to?
No.
Then I
Well,
won't.
maybe Brynja, you could backstab her. She needs the spice in her life.
Do you have any needs? Like, are you allergic to the sun? We have a friend like that, and we've actually made him or them a nice little corridor.
I don't think I'm allergic to the sun. That's a strange... Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Well, then I think we should take Bubbles with us. They don't have a home. We've destroyed the only home they've known, really, for quite a while. It's sort of our responsibility now. As a part of nature, Brynja. To bring balance.
Nature. What does it eat?
What do you eat, Bubbles?
Normal food?
What is-
Define terms.
Anything that you humanoids consume, I can eat.
Do you eat people?
Do you want me to?
No.
I'm seeing a
No.
Well, I mean, for science, does it go down? Do you use, when you're in the skeleton, do you use what presumed the intestines, or how does that work? How do you dissolve such? He's like writing shit down and more questions in his notebook than he has time for answers right now.
Bubble spit out like a skeleton. That's her bag of bones feature. So I don't absorb them. I just call on them when needed.
Oh, that is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I poke the bones. Do they feel like real bones?
Yeah.
Oh, these are nice.
We should warn you. One of our friends is a mushroom, not to be consumed.
Okay.
We are also responsible for a number of villagers, and it would also be best if you didn't eat them, I feel.
All right.
Oh, and no eating the horses, wild or domesticated.
You have horses? I think we
Yes.
like horses. Okay.
We do like horses, yes.
And if you meet a giant wolf, and as she begins speaking, a part of her face glows blue. A giant wolf, they might be a friend of ours, so keep that in
I
mind.
point again. I'm like, she did the thing. She did the thing. I've been like trying to like every time. I'm like, what happened? What was that? I write something down again, and still like looking down in my notebook. Bubbles, do you recall your first thought, your first memory?
I remember death. A lot of them. Then I recall you speaking to me.
Do you or have you noticed like being sucked up here?
I don't. I'm sorry, I'm not being very helpful, am I?
It's okay. We are all good at very different things. It's okay if you don't have the answers right now. We'll find them together.
Yes, I don't have many memories myself.
Bubbles at this point recognizes Brenia is walking around her with like an examining sort of a look, like very clearly trying to figure out, is it construct? Is it animal? Is it unnatural? What? It's made of. Matt, does it seem like this thing is a construct or otherwise unnatural, or is this organic in some way?
I would say you could clearly see it is like an organic creature. And I'm going to say Brynnia has seen like oozes before, but nothing this intelligent. And you've got kind of the explanation of why that is a little bit.
Does it have a smell to it?
What does Bubble smell like?
That's I guess right now she smells like I don't know if a specific smell, like just like regular things. Like
Let me do this. Give me a wisdom check.
You got it.
Can I ask a above table question real quick about Bubbles?
yeah,
What are the pronouns?
they, them, it. I mean,
So not she or her?
if you want to, I don't.
No,
think
I just noticed
Yeah.
you would use she. I just want to make sure I was doing it correctly.
Yeah, no worries.
That's a 15.
Okay. Then I think this, you reach out as you're trying to sense using, because again, like trying to get actual sense is hard here. So possibly almost like what we imagine a cleaning agent to be, I think. But then you can smell almost the scent of steel clashing and sparking and burning the blood that's on it. The smell of wind carrying sweat and death and victory.
Does it remind her at all of Anscody?
No.
Cool.
but there's a sense of bits of memory and pieces from many events, like kind of contained within.
You have seen quite a lot, haven't you?
You're looking at me strangely.
It is not common to come across intelligent fools. It is very rare.
All right.
To be fair, Brynja, I've met many humans that aren't quite intelligent either.
And I would say the vast majority, but we'll make it.
Bubbles, we have you here, and you've been here for quite some time, and I'm not sure if you know what a hearth is, but we are taking this dragon and using its essence and life force to empower the hearth. And we have yet to name this home, whether temporary or not, for the people we have there now. And I think a part of this ritual, we will have to give it a name, make it whole, make it real. Do you have any ideas in mind?
A name.
I was captivated by the stars in the dragon's wings. I was thinking of Nebulheim.
I think that's a beautiful name. Do you not like it?
I do, it's just him voicing it for the first time. What does everyone else think?
For the town we're currently at,
That is right.
sounds fine to me. We are, after all, just... Well, you understand, Bubbles, a lot of us, we're kind of searching for a home, too. We have a home. Well, we're not all from there, but it's a place we'd like to go back to at some point. How does everyone else feel about the name?
I think it is quite beautiful.
And I think
Maybe we should ask the villagers if they like it too. I'm sure they will, but I'd hate to just name it without asking them.
I was always partial to Sproutville.
Sproutville.
Maybe that can be the nickname of the town.
Or like a neighborhood.
Sproutville.
Oh, even better, the neighborhood where Sprout will live.
Could be the main town court.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do here?
is there anything on
we- Oh, go ahead. Are we finished? Azariah, have you taken all of the pieces that you want from the dragon?
All the ones I think will be helpful for magic, at least. And some
Okay.
brain, of course.
I didn't want to ruin any of your special things. And
Have at it.
she just takes out her hand axe and, Tauntaun style, just splits it open, takes out a clay pot, packs up the entrails, puts them in the basket on her back. Okay.
Can I observe what is going on with the imps?
Not from where you are right now.
Okay.
Almost forgot about
You're
that.
you're quite some distance away.
For sure.
There's a few miles here. This seems. I would say the sense, because there's a lot of checks everyone's doing. So, bringing it, you also get the sense. Seems, if you had to guess, you think in this hole of that's absorbing everything. You
Mhm.
think in it is where the dragon rested.
So this is some kind of like little. Hell, let's just try it. Shit, why not? I'll take the produce flame in my hand and toss it through the little portal and see what happens.
Okay. Kind of just gets torn apart by like absorbed and dispersed of the light.
Does it seem like it was like a violent thing? Like if we tried to get up there, we'd be destroyed, or does it seem like
No. The sense you get is like it feels so now you all feel like it is very much like the thin place. Like this is another world beyond it. Another planet
Right.
after this. It is very actually specifically, let's say Azariah, you've heard it as the place between worlds.
Mm. And this.
does it feel too strong to dispel? Like, is this like a permanent thing? Is this like a temporary effect?
Say it's hard to know. I would say this: you get the feeling that looking at it, it might disperse over time. It was likely maintained by the dragon itself,
Hmm.
but it takes some amount of time before it reverts and heals. You know, depending how long, powerful this truly was.
We're talking on the order of weeks, years, centuries, epochs.
I think that you're not entirely sure.
Okay. Do you think there is any advantage to trying to go up to this ring to see what is on the other side? Like where was dragon sleeping? What is there? Maybe his treasure, maybe his sword, maybe his instant death. Not sure.
The dragon was nesting in another plane.
This is thin spot between planes. Yes.
What's on the other side is the place that mostly between. It's like if you had a evil twin sister who actually liked meeting people and wasn't afraid of resurrection.
Was that a joke? I am not sure. Yeah, my comment is not as good as it was 100 years ago.
So when we die, is that where people go?
When you die, usually you go to the realm where your favorite god is, mostly. Or if you're really good in battle, some people go to that plane. They're celebrated for their grand warriorness. As I put my little parentheses up.
Interestingly, there are several theories about this possibility of death and life and death, and mostly recorded in song. I know quite a few of them and have heard tales of others, but it really seems to be open for debate.
I think we should investigate.
I think you're
I
right.
want to go through.
Do you have a very large ladder or wings?
Is the hole up high?
It's about 20 feet up.
Oh, I can cast fly.
Oh, there you go.
Are you willing to risk it? Would you rather I send something else instead?
I mean, like a scout?
Exactly like a scout, yes.
It's 20 feet up. I look at Svan.
Sounds like.
Is this where you are?
They shake their head.
She's not there. Okay, never mind.
Uninterested.
And they're done.
Still interested. I'm still interested.
Likely.
Yeah, but maybe send a. If somebody has a scout, they can send.
I certainly can.
I unfortunately don't have access to one of those wizard-like familiars. I'm sure I'll learn at some point, but this is what I have, and I just like wave at you with my mage hand.
That's pretty handy, though, I have to say.
I laugh, and I have the mage hand rub my tummy as if I'm in a huge chuckle.
Well, and it's only 20 feet up, so somebody could boost me, and I can go up, or I can cast fly on two of us.
I can just send a friend if that's easier.
If you're able to communicate with it, Brynja, I think that might be best.
Bubbles, are you from up there?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, let's send a scout, and then we'll go.
It's not unreasonable. My companions last a little while, so it wouldn't be a bad thing to have an extra set of eyes, or in this case, things. All right, I'm going to go ahead and burn one use of Wild Shape to do Wild Companion to produce a familiar instantaneously, and instead of a beast, it is a small fae.
Cute.
Okay.
Well, little friend, we have a couple of jobs for you, but first and foremost, since you're going to be on this plane for a little while, could I bother you to perhaps fly up there and take a little look through the portal and tell us what you see?
All right. You said this is like a bird?
It's a fae.
It's Faye. Okay. So it kind of splits its wings and. Okay. And they bend their knees and get their wings a flapping, and they leap up. Whoosh. And you see them kind of look at it oddly. They take like a deep breath and move in. And it looks like they're trying to figure out exactly how to move within it. They concentrate for a moment. It looks like they're using their mind almost to move, like they're willing themselves to move around.
And I'll go ahead and close my eyes and experience the fae senses.
Yeah. It's cold. Like there's no heat. But yet it can sustain life. You get the distinct impression there's no air here.
Is it still holding its breath?
Yeah.
Okay. And looking around, what can it see?
And here it's actually fairly still very dark. And as it moves out a little bit, you can begin to see what appear to be pinpricks of light of stars.
Is there anything actually there, or just like infinite vastness of space?
For what we can tell here, it's more like the vastness of space. Like it just feels like space in here.
Okay. In that case, I will summon the familiar back to come sit on my shoulder.
All right. And they come back.
Well, I have good news and bad news. Bad news is there is no treasure. There is only infinite coldness of space and no air and very much nothing besides the darkness and the stars. The upside is
Yeah.
the upside is I have an extra set of eyes for the next 5 hours.
That'll be handy. It's too bad about the no air thing. I don't think that's something we can overcome.
Also, another thing you want to find out the hard way.
True. If something goes wrong, even if we have a way to breathe and something goes wrong, we could really be in a bad way.
I'm sure there's a magic thing for that, but nothing we currently have. It's like pulling teeth trying to find someone that could adequately imbue magic into objects.
Yeah. I can go check the rest of the gems at the village when we get back, but I don't recall there being anything that would help with that. Yeah, well, maybe we make use of Brynja's extra set of eyes and start heading back. We need to get this sacrifice to the villagers anyway. They'll be more protected once we get it back.
And let Lionel know.
I feel like, isn't it more of a offering than a sacrifice? Sacrifice sounds weird.
I would have
Tomato,
to agree.
tomato.
Layla. Sacrifice sounds like we're doing something naughty. Offering sounds like we're looking for something good. I offer to help my friends. I sacrifice listening to Brenya speak on things that aren't my concern. I'm kidding, Brenya. I love hearing you talk.
Perhaps I will speak to Sylvan for a while. I have better companions tucked on my shoulder. Speaking of, I'd like to go ahead and send the Fae zipping around through the bodies, corpses, bones to see if there's anything interesting to pick up from the ground around us.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, just begin zipping about the bones and such things. Let's see here. You are able to find there is a greater healing potion present. But other than that, there's symbols from what are clearly various clan symbols that are here. Pieces are recovered that seem a lot more civilized, well-worn, marked currency, possibly from even Vasselheim that you might be aware of.
Interesting finds, my little friends. Very interesting finds. These would be from quite some distance away if that is Vesselheim coin. Has any of you ever been to Vesselheim? Is this Vesselheim coin?
We used to have a lot of traders that would go to the Isles, and that certainly looks like the type.
Interesting.
There were a lot of people from Vasselheim and Sionis.
Do we think there's any connection with Schuslater?
With what? I'm sorry.
Schuslater, the warden. I keep thinking of it because you mentioned the dragon had wings like a galaxy, and Brynja mentions that this portal goes to space with the stars. And Schuslater had wanted us to meet them under starlight. I was just wondering if there might be any connection there.
It'd be hard to have a conversation if you can't breathe, but I think it's possible. Maybe some empowered spot under the night sky. I'm not too sure.
Technically, being under this portal would be still under stars, yes?
We've already met them and everything. I was just wondering if some of these things were connected. It's just weird that the dragon was connected to the celestial heavens and other plane is apparently connected to them as well. Maybe I'm looking for signs in all the wrong places.
I also think in the situation we're in now, with so many places where the veil is thin between dimension or plane, we are likely to find very similar circumstance, coincidence, something. Oddities like this pretty much every couple of miles.
Think about the huge horse that we've seen, and that has its own place of being. It's not always here.
Or the giant wolf.
Not too.
And her face grows blue momentarily.
God damn it! Like something. He keeps on like writing wolf, blue face, wolf, blue face.
Yes, I think we should probably start looking to head back at this point.
Let's make sure we get everything we need from the corpse before we go.
Yes. And
Yeah,
Bubbles. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying you're getting all the stuff, Brittany, over there.
I'm sorry, did someone need something? I found this potion. It's healing by the looks of it. Do we need to hold this off for later? I wouldn't want to waste it if we don't need it right now.
I have one currently. If someone's missing one, maybe.
Missing.
Well,
Things you come across by accident.
Brenya, I think that you are one of the most agile of us all, and you have your friend there. I think you should keep it.
Okay. I mean, I already have a lesser, but that's fine.
You're greater too. You're deserving of greater things.
Your pep talks are not working.
Do you think we should send a message into the starry space?
Are you looking for friends or inviting enemies?
Oh, I don't know. It was just something I thought about, but maybe not a good idea.
I mean, I already sent fire that direction and it disappeared in 1,000 places. So I don't know what sort of message we would send. Would you like to put a written word in glass bottle or something?
Oh no, I can send the written word and just send it.
So you would like to skywrite in this empty place?
Well, yes. I just wondered if we wanted to leave a message. Maybe if they had family notifying their next of kin.
The dragon, you mean?
I don't think I want to notify any family of a dragon that I don't know departed them from this world recently.
Fair enough.
That's a way that you get some enemies very quick.
All right. Well, I'll leave you all to doing what you need to with these corpses, and then I will be happy to assist you in leading back.
I start loading up pieces of the dragon into the cart with the horses. I believe that this should ensure the safety of the hearth for quite some time.
Is any of it edible or is it reusable for anything besides this?
I mean, that would take you could try to figure that out.
All right. For the first time in a long time, because she only pulls it out for ceremonies, Brittany will pull out her large scimitar and start carving a little bit. See how much she can pack away for future use.
Okay.
Nala will be practicing a song about the fight on the way back.
Very cool. All right. In that case, as you make your way out of the darkness, you find that there seems to be an increased hustle about the imps and fairies that were just outside of the darkness. You see some are actually beginning to go in, try to listen and write some things. As they look at Bubbles, all of them kind of stop, and the Fae all give a bow.
I like wait, like I want to be like, oh, like I'm in front of Bubbles, right? And I'm thinking they're like bowing to me for like saving them from this dragon, and I'm like waving graciously.
And Bubbles think they're bowing to Azariah, so they're like clapping.
It wasn't just me; it was all of us. It was a group effort.
Brittany looks at the Fae on her shoulder and says, "Can you translate what is this craziness?"
Oh, they quickly go up and begin trying to talk. Like, what's going on? They come back. They go, oh, it's made of secrets and memory. These are memory thieves. They deal in it. That's their whole existence. They were kind of made of it. The Fae that keep track of things forgotten. So they like she's made up of what their business is. They've never seen anything like her before.
And the imps as well, similar?
No, they were trying to decide how to tear it apart. And then, but now, the memory Fae are saying, if you do that, we'll cut you open and eat your insides. So it's a little bit of a standoff.
Interesting. Bubbles, I would highly recommend you stay a little bit away from the imp contingent. There's a little discussion going on between they and the Fae, and there's two very different perspectives on you at this point. My little friend has told me some of them will more or less worship you for what you are and what they do, and others of them would like to tear you apart. So please stay close.
Oh, thank you for the warning. Well, I won't have any uses for their corpses anyways.
I will sort of kind of explain in sort of rough general terms this concept to Azariah using very small words.
I know what you mean. I studied. That's one thing, Brett. Like, even though like Brett, like Azariah doesn't know everything, right? And he is definitely very ignorant when it comes to like naturey things and fae things, which is more of Brynja's warehouse. So every time she talks down to him, he like gets instantly like a little brother, like a little child. It's like come on, like don't do that in front of my friends, like like Brynja, I get it. Thank you. Jesus. So he's,
you guys can tell by now that when they were growing up together, they were absolutely picking on each other all the time.
Do you think, Bubbles, that, I don't know, maybe you could be like their super kin and you could get a lot of information from them? Seems like they look up to you.
I don't have much experience talking to people, but I can try if you guys wish to know some things from them.
You usually just maybe exchange names and also maybe find out what people are thinking and what their intentions are, and maybe ask them out on a date if you like them. Well, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe just ask them what they would do now, since their main source of secret and memory brokerage is gone.
Okay. First step, give my name. Second step, talk to them. Third step, ask them out for a date. Okay, I got this. Bubbles will move up to the group of fey creatures. Hello.
Hello, one of many, but only one.
We are Bubbles.
Bubbles, 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 bubbles.
We want to know what you're going to do now that the dragon's gone.
We are finding what we can, the secrets that are left, and the two sides will all go home and take them back to those that sent us.
That sounds delightful. So you won't linger here?
Not for long. The air is thickening.
I wish you safe journeys.
And you a full life.
Would you like to go on a date with me?
Do we a persuasion check?
She's following the manual of how to talk to people.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I mean, if you liked them, yeah, I mean, it's the next step.
19.
Yes.
They think about it for a sec and bow. Of course. That would be wonderful.
Delightful. Azariah, what do people do on a date?
Well, there's bird watching, and you can make food together, and some people like fishing, and some people go see shows and theaters, and there's plenty of things you could do. You could exchange secrets, since it seems like you both might be into that.
Azariah, you seem to know a lot about dates. Have you done a lot of dating?
No, but my brothers have. They were
Insight check.
much older than me. Yeah, you can roll it.
Oh no, it's a 4.
You feel like he's telling the truth?
Oh,
He has a girlfriend in Alexandria. Everyone knows.
what?
What? No. Well, yeah. And once you say that, like, he definitely gets like flushed, and he's like, "No, my brothers, they were pretty strong and good with the ladies, and one of my brothers was good with the ladies and the gents. He's the one that died. He wasn't good with monsters, I guess." Let's see here. No, I'm really, and no. So, and I guess before I kind of move on in my mind of what I'm going to do, for the consume mind spell, does anyone else have any more ideas of what they would want me to ask? Because I am more torn in between either one, being selfish and asking where my brother and father are, or two, asking the secret keeper of all the secrets what the greatest secret they know is.
How many questions do you get?
One.
Oh,
And that's
a
the reason
tough
why
choice.
the reason why it's better than, like, ask, or like, speaking with dead is like I get to know anything, and it's true, and it's reality. So
You only get one. Oh, that's a tough choice. Only you could make that choice, Azariah, but I wouldn't fault you if you asked about your brother.
You should do what you think is best. We'll back you up.
I used to think my coffee was the best black, and then Torhilda started introducing all these herbs and different things to put in my coffee, and I'm slowly learning that there's much more to learn.
French vanilla.
What is French?
Marquesian vanilla.
No, I will have a night to think over it. Well, 2 nights if I want it to taste okay. The third day, if I wait too long, I'm gonna throw up afterwards.
That's all right. I think you know what the right answer is. I think you have a very strong opinion of what it should be, and it is more about what you have lost than what we could gain.
That's, I think that's the problem, Brynja. Is I think there is an obvious answer, and I want it to be that answer that you have in your mind, but something about wanting the power and understanding, knowledge.
I think you should ask about your family.
I do too.
You know, I'm a little bit conflicted because the brain of this monster has answers that can only. Well, perhaps this will be our only chance to ask some questions. Where if we find some other creature down the road, maybe the other question can be answered separately. I don't.
I can ask it plenty of things, such as passwords or people that groups that they're familiar with or are part of, and I could really dig deep and know what's in its mind and what has passed through.
Yeah, I think if my family was still alive, I would welcome the opportunity for the possibility to even save them. And I would feel very good about helping you at that same thing.
Well, I appreciate you all reassuring me that what I deem to be the selfish decision is the best in your eyes, and that makes me feel good. Um, okay. I guess we're continuing walking on. Oh, were we going to take the long way, like the bridge and stuff, so we don't have to cross the river? I think we'd all settled on the long way. I thought.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
Yeah, and I think also since we haven't been that way before, we might see something interesting.
Yep. Cool.
Before we head out, any observations on the imps? Are they like, gnashing their teeth and staring at bubbles? Is there some like provocation, or are they just keeping their distance?
It seemed there was a moment where like there was a face off, it looked like, between the fairies and imps, and then just kind of backed off.
Okay. So we don't suspect any kind of treachery just yet.
No, you get the feeling by observing them there is still like the riches of the secrets that they're now daring to go into the darkness to get to find. So as much as this is an interesting being, like there is much more easier pickings, and that the fairies here now are a little more concerned about bubbles being safe, so that they must take advantage of that and having like more unfettered access without having to have competition. So since there's still the riches, they kind of cutting their losses a little bit.
Cool. I will send my Fae friends to make nice with the other Fae around here before we head out.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with all that good stuff.
Sounds good. Alrighty, so
Back on the horses, get on the cart, put dragon guts in the back seat.
absolutely. So, what bridge were you talking about? Well, you're just crossing the river.
Bridge, we're going to the path to take the bridge.
That you'd have to cross another river to do that.
Oh.
So sort of our only shortest best path is to just ford the river.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All
it's
right.
like, okay, let's do it. Short way.
because you're essentially here. And so the only way to get to the bridge is to cross rivers
Where's the bridge?
here. And there's a bridge here.
Oh, yeah. Remember, we're not supposed to travel north.
Right, you'd be going into general areas. So you're actually okay traveling north.
Okay.
It's east, which is your problem.
Are you
Or
sh-
west, rather. West and south.
I wrote down it was north and south. When Lionel's, I think it was east.
We came from the north.
Oh, so we went south?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that south was also a bad way to go unless we sent the 3 sticks with the silver string.
If you traveled south down the river.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
ultimately,
All right.
I have this marked for you. So your green area, you have free reign.
Cool.
The yellow, it's like red, like you might be killed on sight. Like you are
Okay.
that they consider that trespassing. But
Just
yellow is like
looking
if you talk to them, they might be able to work something out.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
after what you were told, I marked the map so it was easier to understand. All right. In that case, having destroyed this, anything that you wanted to try to do on your way back?
Find a hag in the wood with some spells, tomes. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, just in general, just like looking at the landscape so that, just to get familiar with this area, but nothing specific, I don't think.
Gotcha. Yeah, mapping out and such things.
Somebody keep the cart upright.
Yeah. Traveling through the thick wood, it is easy enough. Pushing, and finally you are able to cross the river. The village being able to provide help. And you can see they were also preparing for you having to recross. So a few days of work have gone by as you have. You can take your long rest.
Nice.
Yeah.
And before we kind of transition to the village, is there anything anybody wanted to do?
As we approach, as soon as we get to the kind of outermost edges, I'm probably gonna start hanging back because I still don't want to get too close to the thinning.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's it for me.
I'll just be doing my harvesting thing as I go along. If I find anything for my kit.
I do want to mention, so like on the way, I guess as we're getting closer to the village, I would just look at Bubbles and say, Bubbles, I'm they call me a scald for my people. I collect people's stories, and I take out the book I've been working on. All of our clan members often share their stories, families, things they've done, places they've been to, feats they've achieved, just so that they are remembered. It's a way that we catalog those of us who are a part of this. I know that you said you probably don't remember a whole lot, but if you ever find that things come back to you or that you have stories that you'd like to share, feel free to seek me out, and I would happily include you in our clan directory.
Thank you. Being remembered sounds nice.
It is, actually. I used to keep a book that my parents used to have. It had their letters and their everything from recipes to just love notes to each other. I had to sacrifice it not too long ago, and it's difficult not to have that anymore. But I'm hoping that this book will perhaps share that same need for the people in our clan. And it can serve you as well.
I'm sure you'll write a great book.
Oh, I mean, if you want to read some of my books, I have some great ones. Mostly they're romance. If you're into something a little spicy, this is Stone-Hearted Lovers. This one here is about a giant who meets a dwarf and they fall madly in love. You might like this one. This one is about a ghost of an ancient dragon who travels the world and makes love to many giants.
A ghost? That sounds interesting.
Yes, you should borrow it.
I would love to, thank you.
And it is a very spicy novel.
Brittany, hearing this.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Brittany, hearing this conversation, rolls her eyes as she's staring at the cart and looks around to examine the various previous Wall of Stone castings to see if her battlements are still in good shape. She needs to add some additional walls, kind of blocking, like very much of the, I need something clinical to think about. I need something very rational. Let's look at some rocks. Yep, that's gonna work. Just don't listen. Don't listen.
You're giving the couple days old Ooze Baby spicy romantic novels to read. That's good.
I think that's it.
All right.
For me, at least.
Very cool. In that case, you're able to make it back, and there is a gathering at the lodge, and many are excited for this. They hail all of you coming back. Get some information, especially Bermunder, of the tales of things that have made it through the thinnings. They talk about these strange spiders of blue that have come through. A dehydrated person of a very strange form talked about what they basically describe as a hippo person. That they nursed to health and showed back into the thinning. So there's all these tales of this that they talk about, and you can see within the lodge there's like pieces of wood, what looks like broken pieces of leather that are adorned one particular shelf, and it's all things that they're claiming fell through and they found where the walls grow thin.
I asked
Does
them
it
to,
look like? Oh, go ahead.
it's okay. I just wanted to ask that if the hippo creature talked to them and if he had anything to say about the spiders or any of the creatures that have lately been visiting.
Hmm. The other story he relayed was of on being on some type of ship and it being attacked. He did mention by something that seemed to be an enormous spider. And that is how he came to be his ship destroyed and he fell through here. Said he fell and at one point he just found himself in this cold forest. And then he had a small gem that one day glowed blue. And he just said that his company had come for him. And that's when he had left. The most he had was that he was attacked by something like this.
So I'm going to go out to where Layla is. And Layla, I'm having reports that the spider creatures are continuing to come through the thinness. And we also were made aware of a large hippopotamus type creature who was attacked by the spider. Does that mean anything to you? Is that also someone from your past?
First, do I know what a hippopotamus is? And second, would I?
I mean, I think he describes it.
Okay.
I just didn't want to go through the show describing what is clearly a hippopotamus because it just felt silly.
Yes.
So we could get describes the thing. You can tell you if you have like. I think pretty sure we might have vague memories, if anything. But
yeah, it sounds familiar, but perhaps if I could actually see them.
Unfortunately, they have left. I can perhaps find someone with the magical skills to display a simulation for you. I just worry if the spiders continue to come through, perhaps your enemy is drawing near.
I think they are more drawn to me. Which is why I am trying to stay away from it.
You understand that your enemy is our enemy.
Yes. But I don't think you understand what that enemy is. We are not ready for it.
I will add that to the long list of things I do not understand.
I very much appreciate that you see my enemies as your own. But sometimes I feel it is better to wait instead of rushing in. I'm not certain of anything. The only thing I am certain of is that this being, for one reason or another, terrifies me to my very core.
I understand that. I feel uneasy when you are away from the group and staying on the outside. I don't care if it brings enemies. I like you to be near where we can keep an eye on you.
Oh, that's so precious.
I do not want to be away from my family either. But the one thing that I want even less than to be away from them is for them to not be anymore. So I very much wish to be there. But I also feel that the closer I am to the thinning, the stronger, the easier it will be for him to break through. So the farther I can stay away, the longer it will be before he comes. He will come. I have not deluded myself into thinking that we can avoid him. I was hoping, but as soon as he found me again, I knew that as much as I ran, as much as I tried to hide, he would always find me. So, our best bet is for us to strengthen ourselves, equip ourselves as best we can, and then prepare and set up a line for him to come to us. But we are not ready. Not yet.
I hear you. Seems like often one has to take on things they aren't ready for. But I will defer to your judgment. You should at least return when we feast. I think it is important that you be there then.
Very well. I will make a quick appearance.
I head back to the camp to continue to work with the defenders and check on the perimeters that Brynja has helped establish and just make sure everything is safe in the camp.
He looks over and asks Bormunder, did she change her mind yet or no?
I think she is afraid. She still believes that her enemy is too powerful for us. I wonder, do you think it would be wise for us to capture one of these spiders that comes through the thinness? Perhaps we could learn something of this enemy.
It's not a bad idea, especially because regardless of the language, we could interrogate. It is one of those rare skills. If we could gain some sort of advantage or knowledge, if it has such a thing, it would be at least some leg up on this unknown threat. Whatever it is that scares Layla must be something impressive.
I agree. I mean, we have faced a dragon made of stars. If this thing is more frightening than that, I worry for us, but what must be, must be.
Then perhaps we try. Perhaps we, if you'd like to tell your scouts and guards maybe to see if they can keep one alive, and then you and I can have a conversation with it.
Yes, if you can communicate, I can compel it to be honest with us. I will instruct them to try to capture one alive.
I can speak with all but the most alien of minds.
And I go and convey to the captain of the guard that we wish to interrogate a spider and that they should attempt to subdue one and keep it alive for us.
They nod. We'll do our best, of course.
Understand. If we are here, call me and I will assist you.
I will. Starts to pass. Goes quickly. Tell the ones that who are still in the thinning that this may be the case. Someone nods and a messenger goes out. Because even though there is this celebration of the hearth going on, there is still the guards that have to be out. Anything else?
Ask about Jamin.
Yes. He's there.
Is he out of bed?
Yes. As he actually sipping some mead in the corner. Little injured.
Hilda,
Yes?
would you like to come with me to check on Jamin?
Sure. Is he all right?
I think so. It's the first time I've seen him up and about. And I kind of nod my head toward him.
Okay.
Lead Torhilda over. Jamin,
Oh, Nala, it is good to see you again.
yes, you remember Torhilda?
Of course. All of you, it's good that you came back from your hunt. I've seen what you've brought back. My goodness. I'm impressed. I see why they chose you to take over.
How are you adjusting?
Oh, I'm healing. All right. This place is good. The thin helps me breathe more from the wilds.
Have you given any thought to staying with us?
We shall see. I have enemies that may come looking for me.
Seems we all have enemies that are coming to look for us as of
Yes,
late.
I am not. I am not of your responsibility. I would bring these ones. Exactly. You have so much to deal with.
I tap the leaves on my head. You and I are bonded now. I think we're beyond responsibilities.
What do you say, Torhilda?
You are more than welcome here. We're stronger when we stick together.
He kind of pauses for a moment. He thinks, "Hey,
Tell us about these enemies.
There's much I cannot say, but I would say the one who you have been treated with the river. It is we clashed very strongly once.
With the river itself, or the dwellers within?
The ruler,
Oh, the ruler.
and I doubt he knows I'm here. House might have been a bit more troublesome, but you have your agreement all the same. There is one. In my domain, or the domain I came from, I should say, it's no longer mine. It was, let's just say there was many battles, and I fled here. So as far as who they are, hard to know, or who they might send. They outlawed me. You are taking in someone who others might view as a criminal.
I used to steal to eat.
If knowing what might come of it, I would stay. At least for a while. I like your people. They have a magic that is unique. You all do. A connection to this place. even looks over at Brenya and goes, She knows older ways that much of this world has forgotten. You should see what it's like on the other side of the mountains. They forget.
That is all the more reason why you are such a valuable asset. You and I both know what it's like to be cursed, and I don't know what's your take, Torhilda?
I don't know much about all of these things, but I think you're welcome here, and I think you could contribute.
If that is so, then you are blessing the hearth this day. I will gladly commit to protecting. Let's call it a year and a day. Then we shall see where we are.
I like that.
Sounds good.
Tor, while I have your ear, you seem really good with horses. I'm worried about mine. The rainbow-looking one.
Oh, it's very pretty.
Oh, yes, very much. But I'm worried because, well, you've seen me in battle. I sometimes get really big, and I'm worried I might crush a horse.
And how big is the... Can you tell me, does she have an extra big one?
No, it's
No.
a regular-sized horse.
She would need a huge horse, I believe.
Well, a horse can be your companion in ways other than just riding it. It can help. You can train it to come when called, or just have it walk beside you when you're large.
Oh, could you teach me how to do that?
Oh yes, they're very responsive to voice commands. They're sort of, if you've ever had a dog or another pet that you could train to do things, it's the same way. They really love treats and praise.
I had a role once. It wasn't alive, but I pretended I wasn't allowed to have pets when I was little.
Well, I'll show you how. You just basically give them treats whenever they do what you're asking. And they love treats, especially sweet ones or fruit.
Can you show
Pretty
me?
easy.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Sure. I'll teach you.
Good.
I'll teach you that, and you can teach me to read.
And you saw what happened the last time I offered an apple to a horse. So that would be
Yeah,
well.
we need to work on your technique a little bit.
Thank you. And yes, I will happily teach you how to read. After all, how else are you going to read my books?
That's right. Yes, maybe if you have an extra copy, I can start learning.
Oh, I do. I've several copies. Just name a type of people, and I probably have a book. Like elves, Genasi.
Do you have a book about ghosts?
I do. It's currently on loaner to Bubbles. I'll look and see if I can spot Bubbles anywhere in this crowd.
Bubbles is probably floating around the village, and now not with her undead friend because they realized that it caused some reactions, possibly.
It's-
Well, they're used to seeing Spawn.
Yeah, I think we'll have you introduce Bubbles here at some point in the hearth ceremony. But I think before the ceremony, probably a little like, because Spawn's one thing, the skeleton who's a little different.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to do, actually, is I was going to drag Bubbles to meet Gutrin,
Oh, nice.
the 13-year-old, well, maybe 14-year-old now, maybe they had a birthday, apprentice hearthkeeper who became the main hearthkeeper.
Yeah, she is deep in preparations. She
Yep.
is like, so one of the big things that have been happening is this thing is getting cut up. The whole thing where the feast is getting ready. They're going to be feasting upon the dragon meat. And she is overseeing a little bit of that as hearthkeeper, but a lot of preparing the hearth itself to be made in the hearth. The biggest problem is she's had to make the hearth bigger. 'Cause she didn't quite expect the hearth to be as big as it is. And
Right.
learn this whole thing. Okay, tear that down. Let's go. And they've been sort of remaking the hearth a little bit. Emergency expansion. So she's deep, and she's covered now in ceremonial ash, deep dark around her eyes, and her skin is all covered in ash, with what looks like a little bit of blood on her lips, dragon blood, the shadow ichor that she's dripped already to kind of prepare herself. She goes, "Oh, Azariah."
Gutrin, you have seemed to find your voice.
Well, and this is an important. We are making a new hearth. We are
And you-
establishing it. It is my hearth. I was
And
going to
you-
take over another's, but this is one. This is incredible. This is a legend.
Yes, is why we trusted you with your position and felt like there was no need to find someone to supervise you. We trust in your ability, and I decided to introduce you to Bubbles. And I show. Well, Bubbles here. Bubbles, this is Gutrin. She's our housekeeper.
Hello, nice to meet you.
You talk.
I do talk.
Hello, Virgin. I sorry. Do you come to defend and be defended, and to live in peace with those around you?
Yes.
Oh, and she hesitates for like a half a second before she takes her hands and just smacks you on the shoulders as hard as she can. She would be able to do 4 bludgeoning.
A strong 13-year-old. We
Hey,
love it. Right. She's freaking ripping out dragon parts here.
yeah. I mean, so she goes, "Welcome, member of our lodge, Bubbles."
Thank you. Bubbles get like squished
Yeah,
when she does that.
kind of looks at her hands like, "Okay, is this?"
I like reach out and like
She
have a
actually
little
gets a little
towel.
weird. She's like, "Is this okay? I have some of you on me." Is that? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. You can just wash it off, I think.
I hand her a cloth like that I have in my kitchen
Okay.
kit.
Okay, I guess that's okay then. I should probably vest this thing. Bubbles! And there's a moment where all turn, they see this, and some do have a slight, but they come into the ritual. Go, Bubbles! A defender, and one we defend! Hey! And they all drink a big swig of mead.
I look at Bubbles. Welcome to the family, Bubbles.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's nice to have a family.
It's best if you get to choose your own sometimes. And you haven't given us a reason to not trust you yet. Even if you had, I think there are people here that would bat for you and try to see that you are headed in the right direction.
All right. I'll try my best not to make them do that.
Bubbles, I must ask, because I know that your coming to being is not like most of us. You are a legion of memories and wants and needs. Do you know what you want and need?
I don't know, but I think I feel good when I see them this happy. So I think I want them to keep being that way.
That is good. You have quite a lot of empathy. It's good to be aware of people's emotions. I don't always do that so well. But we're glad to have you, and I want you to eat and drink and be merry. Have you ever had coffee?
No, what is that?
Oh, just let me show you. And I take them to the lounge with the library and the coffee little area there, and I make them a little coffee with French vanilla or Marquise and vanilla. Sorry, and some and some sugar.
I think as Bubbles drink that, they turn into the color of their drink entirely.
Oh, nice! So it's like a caramely brown. With
Yeah.
with a little milk. 'Cause I put a little milk in there too.
Yeah, they're a coffee blob now.
Nice. Oh, that is very unique party trick there. How did you like it? Or did you even like it?
I think it's great. Tastes better than my zombies.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that. I would be concerned. I think they are about to start soon, though, so make yourself feel at home, Bubbles.
All right.
Dropping in behind Guthrin, Brenya asks, "Shaq, is there anything else you require? We brought you, I think, everything you need, but is there anything left, anything missing from this ceremony?"
Who are you asking?
Guthrin.
I think this is it. Be prepared. That is the major thing.
Mm.
It will. This thing. I feel darkness still from it, which means I've told them. They know this. We might need to fight for this.
Mm-hmm. It would not be the first time in history, or at least in our tribe's history. So
No.
we can be prepared.
When a hearth is made in a new place, it can rile up the spirits, energies, everything that is here that wishes it not to be settled, not to be controlled. It can fight back.
All right. I will go tell the others and make them well prepared. For my part, I think I am ready for my piece of the ritual. But mine is very small compared to yours. Are you ready?
agrees. I'm going to have to be.
I would not normally advise mead in circumstances like this, but if you feel the need to reinforce your fire, perhaps I could find some.
I have done the fasting. I should only be drinking the ichor of the dragon.
And that you certainly have.
Yes.
All right. I will see that our side is ready.
Nala will make her performance that night, just singing her song about the feast and the loan, not the sacrifice, the offering, and all that stuff.
For her part, Brynja will reach out to every single mind one by one. It's going to be really weird to try to do telepathy on bubbles, but we'll try it. To just quietly tell them all, this thing can go sideways. It might fight us. If this thing goes in a difficult direction, your sword will be necessary fairly quickly. These are not always easy rituals to complete.
Indeed.
Well, I guess I brew another cup of coffee.
Yes, get me some Arcasian. Oh, I see you've made some. No. Yes, could you get me some Arcasian, please? Thank you.
And I get 2 cups. I actually asked you for your cup.
Oh, my special cup?
Yep, the cup I gave you.
Oh, that cup. Okay. I thought you were asking for my free drinks at the end cup. Yeah, I got that one.
Okay. All right. So the cups are there. All is prepared. Is there anything else before the ceremony begins?
I pray.
Just-
I don't know who I'm praying to, but I'm praying.
Just before they show up, but just before they start, Leo will slip in and stay in the back still. She's just... she's there,
Yeah.
you know.
Tor has been in her tent, shack, whatever, preparing.
Absolutely. What does Taurus preparations look like?
She takes out the clay pot that she got from the dragon, cleans everything up using prestidigitation, the pot herself, leaving no splatters. She transfers it into a very elaborate clay jug carved in red runes, similar to the runes on her face, and is sitting with it and conversing with Svan in Twin Speak and getting ready. And then when it's time for everyone to convene, she'll bring the pot and wait for her time.
Okay. For your okay. So so now it will be set, and the order here will be the song, any type of rituals or things your individual jobs would do, and then the final confirmation of the hearth. So I think Nala had a song.
Yep. Not an actual song. She's just
Yeah.
been
So,
teaching
but
poetry all day.
you can give us the
Yeah.
gist of the song.
But yeah, her story is one of this giant dragon, this keeper of secrets and mysteries abound, and telling this great heroic tale of our clan as we faced off and facing certain death, we persevered. And she'll speak of Azariah's moment of just snuffing out this dragon and removing this light from the plane, and then speak of how this sacrifice will, or I'm sorry, how this offering will be a great service to the mission of what it is we are here to do, which is to christen our hearth and make this a true home, a worthy home, and a safe home. And she'll also mention Bubbles in there too.
All right, they hit. They say, we claim this place. Yes.
What I want to do is, using some of my ritual magic knowledge and just knowledge in runes, I want it to bolster like maybe a ritual circle around the hearth using the essence absorption runes that I got in the Ice Tower place. And like use them to bolster that absorption of energy to keep it in the hearth and not outside of this place, so it doesn't disturb so much going on. So kind of we maximize the absorption of the power into the hearth using these runes.
Oh, nice. So you place those. Give me an Arcana check with that.
Sure. If I can just roll this here, Sonny. Let me get that past you. 28.
Very good.
And Matt, do you need me to do a performance check?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and use Focus Mastery on this.
Yeah.
Right, that is... I want to use a luck point just in case. Okay, that's better. 28.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So, as the song and the cheering goes forth, the runes glow, and the darkness, the black ichor around the lips of the Hearthkeeper begins to grow even darker, and shadows surround as she breathes it in. And everyone's shadows begin to grow longer as anticipation of this moment continues. And who else would like to do something?
Kind of at the beginning part, I'll have started to prepare stuff, but during part of this, I'm gonna cast Ceremony to add on to whatever we're doing.
Oh, very nice.
To kind of just, it's not written in there, but you know,
You're good. Yeah, I love it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, give me that wisdom spellcasting modifier.
Just straight wisdom?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, 23.
All right. So as you do that, you feel, so there is a slight light outline that comes over the shadows, the unification of this particular moment and time with the cosmos, with the planes. As everyone's eyes glow the color of their irises. Deep, powerful. Anyone else?
I think Bubbles is sort of new to this, but she'll ask their numerous undead to help out wherever they can when people are doing stuff.
So if you'd communicate this, they'd ask your undead to carry the ashes of those who had died in the battle for this place.
Okay.
To have the dead convey the ashes of the dead to the hearth. So for you, I guess, give me an intelligence check, I believe, for your class.
Okay. 20.
Okay. As the ashes come down and hit, they spark up, and you can see the vague outlines of the fallen dead only a week or two ago, watching. Anything else?
You will continue walking around Gudrun, muttering in Druidic, trying to reinforce the spell and the capabilities as much as she possibly can. And walk past, putting a hand on her forehead for a split second, quick casting guidance to reinforce Gudrun to be as strong as possible, as capable as possible, as successful as possible in this ritual. And then communing with nature around to keep it as calm as possible and allow the earth around us to absorb this new change.
Give me a wisdom check.
That's an 8.
It's an 8. Okay. So you pray and ask these things, shout them out. Anyone else?
Yeah, so Tor will come forward from the back of the room. Svan is preceding her, and she's holding the large rune-covered clay pot over her head. And those of you who were at the last hearth ceremony at the base of the dragon skull recognize a very similar looking clay pot that she used in that ceremony as well. And she strides forth. Svan goes to the hearth and then steps aside and stands to the side of the hearth, and Tor steps almost into the hearth within Azariah's stones so that the energy is contained within them and doesn't spill out. She smashes with one swift action, smashes the rune-covered pot into the hearth, the runes on her face glowing, and watches as the entrails writhe and sizzle in the flames. She slowly turns around to the people, and you can see her eyes are white. Completely white with no iris or pupil. And she says in a whisper that's also a shout in her voice and Svan's together as one, "In the shadowed dawn where the sun turns its face, seek the warrior of warriors, the one who leaves no trace, where light becomes dark and dark becomes none, a soul forged in battles, yet no victory won. Not in the open nor in the clear, but in the space where all fades near. When the stars are swallowed and the earth draws breath, the warrior of warriors shall rise from many deaths, to lead the broken, to heal the loss, their triumph paid by the ultimate cost." And then she goes to stand beside Svan.
All right. Then anything from Bromunder?
So I'm going to come up to the Hearthkeeper, recognizing the sacrifice and the challenge that she's making, and I sense that she's becoming a little bit fearful that her abilities and her preparation might not be sufficient, that the energies that have been summoned might be too much for her, and I touch her and put a hand on her shoulder and cast heroism and imbue her with bravery and confidence as I speak to her and tell her that this is the moment that she has been preparing for all these years, that we all trust her and know that she will be successful.
Sick. Both Bowman and Torhilda, give me charisma checks, please.
Just a flat check.
Both of you can roll with proficiency.
All right. Well, let me just roll it and then add it. Okay. Ooh.
So that's an 18 for me.
8, 9, 10. So that's a 12.
Okay. With that, she nods. The power you reared, Balmunda, you see move and become that of the tribe as she at once puts her hand out and nods as those assisting her lay the massive heart upon the hearthstone of the fire. And she pushes her hands together in a mighty clap as the fire's rage begin to burn. And she turns then to face everyone. Now shadows seeping from her eyes. And you see her skin getting taut. An immense force of will trying to keep it all together. And then you see shadows rise from behind everyone, with a massive one forming in the center. She blinks her eyes, opens, and at once you can see reflected in it the powers of nature, the stories told, the runes, the power of prophecy, and even a little bit of the gods from Bamunda. The dead summoned around from the ashes by those brought and raised, lash out. And in one swift strike, the shadows that seem to rise from the people to stop this are slain. And with that, only one remains, larger, looming, but weakened, robbed of its compatriots from the power of the hearth. As she says, "This one still would stand against us. Elders who brought the sacrifice, banish it." Please roll initiative. We'll do this one in Theater of the Mind. So anything you can imagine is here for you to use or make use of, please do so. It's a large hall.
+4 to anybody who's close to me. I guess I would be up near Torhilda. I don't know who else was at the front.
Possibly Nala, only if she was still performing during that time, I would assume.
Yeah, you'd be. I'll give that to you.
Yeah, and add 4 to whatever I rolled. Not that I remember it. But,
I did.
okay, good. That's why you're the DM.
Yep, I was immediately like, I remember this. Okay, so for what was planned, your stuff here did eliminate many of the issues, and now only one remains. And we will start with Layla with your 27, same as Nala.
Jesus Christ.
Ryan, you there?
Oh, sorry, had the mic up. Nat 20 on initiative. Maybe not the greatest time to have a nat 20, but you know. So what exactly are we? Am I
A
seeing?
massive shadowy form that seems to be the last bit of negative void energy that was left. Something that does not want all of you here.
Okay. Where is the spell I'm looking for? Not daylight. Sorry,
You're right.
there it is. I don't really have it prepared, but I got rid of it. So, I'm going to, seeing as it's a shadow, gonna guess it doesn't like light, so I'm gonna cast Dawn. So 30-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder of bright light emerges. I guess I'm going to try to put it so that it's not hitting, so that it's just right on them, with like they're just right on the edge of it, because it doesn't say I can pick. So it's everybody in it. So I'm gonna not put it over everybody.
Yeah, it's elevated, I think, in the center of the room. You can do this.
Okay.
So,
So
right. What's the save?
Is a so it's, the cylinder appears each creator must make a Constitution saving throw,
Perfect.
and then also we'll have to make it save if it ends in the cylinder.
Okay.
But
14.
okay, that is a fail. So it is 4d10 of damage. But if it's a shadow, I feel like light spell's good for it. Ooh, that's a 10. So 21, 29.
29. And it is vulnerable to radiant. So that is 58 radiant damage as it screams out, "No!" And then it'll finally say, "Fleers from the golden death, you are not welcome here."
So yeah, that's the full action. So I guess I'll move up closer, trying to interpose myself between it and any of our more squishy townspeople.
Yeah, and you get up there, summon the power of the light, and then Nala.
Nala searches deep within, and her body begins to grow to a large size. And she takes out her great axe, and she marches forward, and with everything behind it, takes a swing.
Nice.
I'm going to spend a luck point. Not that did great. That's an 11.
With a hit, that's going to miss. Even in the shadows, it's able to. So even in the light, it's able to slink away.
I will swing again.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Yes, I love it.
So we are going to use some good stuff on this one. Let's see. First up,
is slashing damage of 37. Then I will use my maximum critical for an additional 17 slashing. And then I will add on 7 thunder.
Very good. Resounds loudly.
And since I did a nat 20, I get another attack. So I swing again. All right, that's a 22.
That's
That one does a 23 slashing and 2 thunder.
very nice.
I will keep myself positioned right on it.
Whoa. You're inside the area effect of a dawn, right?
Oh, well, I'm trying not to be in the dawn.
No, yeah, I think he put it to the side a little bit so that.
Well, yeah. Plus, Nala, what's your reach?
That's right. I have like 15-foot reach right now, guys.
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't want you to get microwave by accident.
Absolutely. All right, then Bubbles.
Seeing this, you see like a part of Bubbles forms like a meat hook. And she throws that at this shadow, and she's they're going to cast Flesh Ripper at them. So it is 18 to hit.
That hits.
Awesome. It's going to be 10 piercing, and they need to make a strength saving throw.
Ooh. 12.
They cannot move until the start of my next turn.
Okay,
Nice.
so movement is 0. Stuck in the dawn.
Yes.
Yep. And you see Bubbles now detached from her undead friend as it moves up to claw at this creature.
Nice.
So that is going to be my spell casting. Can it flank with Nala? Or no, because she has reach. Never mind. 25 to hit for 46. $18 slashing, non-magical.
Very good. This rips some of the shadowy form away more.
That's their turn.
Okay. Finding itself unable to move, it looks up and down, left or right, trying to find shadow, but the dawn is unrelenting, not giving it anything to meld into. And it breathes in and goes, "You will all be punished." And it grows and fills the room with lashing, sharp tendrils of darkness. And I need dexterity saving throws, please.
So since is it magical darkness? I'm asking because of the dex save stuff. Whether I can see.
You see what's coming at you.
Okay.
This is an effect you can see.
Is anybody purposely being by Bormunder?
Ugh.
Yeah.
I think he said I was near
Plus
him.
5
So,
to anyone. Yeah, and we haven't moved, so you are, but
So
I
that's
don't
a
know,
thir-
Nala moved.
a 13 for me, and I'm going to have to roll Svans as well as soon as I
I
figure
rolled
out
a
how to do
6.
that is.
Okay. DC here is going to be 16. And if you succeed, you take no damage.
Yay!
But
Alright.
if you fail, that is 31 necrotic damage.
Ugh.
Can I use my ally's influence?
You can
Oh.
use that on saves, right?
Oh, I have 3rd level spells, and
Yes.
it's within 30 feet of me.
Oh, the rubber glue spell? Money.
Aura's
Money.
Mark of Fate. So I'm going to actually succeed, and now he has to make the save.
That's I love it.
I love it so much too.
Fails as they take 31 necrotic that they're not immune to. All right, so you take that as it begins to stab itself, ripping itself to pieces under. What does this look like? Give me a power. Give me something here, because this is so epic.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Essentially, as in this instance, it's because it's these shadowy tendrils. As it comes up, you see these constellations like pop up around me, and they grab onto them, and they just yank them and shove them right back at it, at the heart of it, essentially going straight back up, right around where I have my dawn cast.
Amazing.
What the hell is that spell?
All right. What's the name of the spell?
Aura's Mark of Fate.
Amazing.
All right. Then the con save at the end of its turn is a 6, so roll that radiant.
Oh, there's another 10. Oh, there's 10 and a 9. So 19, 25, 31.
Nice.
So 62. All right. That is going to end it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, Torhilda, Bridian, Verminder.
That's a fine by me. I did not want to have to get up close and personal with it.
Layla would like.
Did I?
Layla would like this to go to this ceremony to proceed expeditiously here.
All right.
Did I take damage?
What'd you get? A 25?
No, I think you said the DC was like 16 or 18
Yeah,
or something, and I think
16.
I used enough stuff to get there for a save.
Yeah.
Then you didn't
You
take any
saved
of
and
that.
nothing.
Okay.
All
Spawn failed, and she has poofed.
Okay. And the light.
Not that it matters now.
All right. Yeah. So this thing is beginning to explode. I want to give RP participation for Tehilda, Brynja, Bromunda, and Azariah. Anything you want to add to this scene?
No,
And she's just like, yeah, get him. She's just, cheering everybody on from the sidelines.
I was
feel
very
like-
excited about dealing radiant damage since that's the thing, but clearly it wasn't worthy of that. We didn't even need that.
Cleric beat you to the punch.
Indeed.
I feel like even now, even during that whole time you guys were doing the combat, I'm looking through my spell list trying to figure out what I was going to cast. And I feel like a wizard knows their spells, but I feel like Azariah was in such deep contemplation that he pulls out the forest green leather spell book and he's flipping through. He's like, what in the hell would be useful for this? And he just realizes with the cheer that it's spelled, and he's like, oh, well, shit. And closes it back up and puts it on the ring. And there you go.
That whole thing was 6 seconds.
Not even, because it wasn't a full round. It was like 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah. I even doubled this thing's HP right off the bat just to try, and I'm like, in my head I was almost like, should I triple? I'm like, no, I got to be honest. They did this. It's just is what it is. So,
oh my gosh.
I mean, that's what it gets for not at least being resistant to its, I'm assuming, primary damage type of necrotic.
So,
Because,
Don't give him ideas. Shut up.
Also, it's a shadow thing. Why wouldn't I cast something that's
No,
light when
I love
half
it. I know,
of
yeah.
my spells are?
Yeah, no, that's smart thinking.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it. And
Well
then,
played.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
the movement
I got
to
no
zero
problem with
was a big thing. That's what finished it off there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There. So yeah. So with this, he's evaporated, and it's only sensed now that this thing is gone that there is a peace in this place and space, a lack of malevolence, and it's as if you are accepted here as the flames burn purple. And The light shown in here seems warm and welcoming. And you look out, and around the barrier, the village, the walls, they all have this purple tinge of light outside. The hearth keeper speaks. We are gifted the shadow flame. We are dark to all who are outside. Those of us of the blood and of the hearth will always see through the flame's darkness. There's a cheer.
Yeah. I'll just like say it right away. I'm like, Hail Nebuheim! Hail Nebuheim! And I'm like, fuck it. No one, everyone had no problem with it. I just like let it stick. I'm like, yeah, Nebuheim!
Nebuheim is cheered. So the effects of this is that around where the fire of the hearth from the lodge would touch is magical darkness to those not of the tribe, thus hiding it. And those of the clan may see, making it hidden and protected. As this burns deeper, there is a crack, and what seems to be left of the heart, like the coal of the heart itself, is hardened to a stone. And she grabs some iron tongs and picks it up. A metal pedestal is put out that she puts it in. She goes, "Elders, this is a gift of the hearth to you. May you use it to protect yourselves and protect Nebuheim."
Is there any way we could use that darkness to protect Sprout?
Not too sure, to be honest. Looking at the gift, is it individual gifts, or does it look like one big collection of something?
This is one stone.
Oh, it's one stone. Good. I'm interested. I guess I'll reach out and like blow it off the ash and different things and pick it up and see what it says.
Yeah. So this is the stone of the shadow flame hearth.
Oh.
I'll give the description. This is a unique item that I've made for y'all based on your sacrifice and what you chose to do. And
We appreciate you, man in the sky.
So, in addition, I'll let you know that this has grown with what you've done, and you can feel even in it that it has untapped potential, Issyrla. It's not shown all it can do. This always emits a warmth to anyone who rests near it. If it's placed in a hearth or a campfire, it will burn, the fire will burn twice as long. Additionally, anyone who sleeps within 30 feet gains advantage until their next long rest on saving throws against being frightened. In addition, because of the dead and the honoring here, up to 4 who spend a long rest near the stone gain temporary hit points equal to their level. In addition, the ones who tune to it can summon flames that burn cold. Once per short rest, you can cast darkness centered on the stone, except it's 40 feet radius, and the stone will illuminate an area for your allies within the darkness in a 15-foot radius centered on the stone, while the enemies would only see the impenetrable shadow.
This stone feels tied to the power of the hearth. I feel like it has the ability to control darkness and other boons that might help us. There's a weird ability to keep things hidden in secret, but also give life to fire.
That's quite a gift. That will be helpful. Are we sure it's for us to take away and not to stay here?
We can do both. It could help boost the hearth, but when we're on our travels, it might be best to bring it with, maybe occasionally. That would be helpful, at least. I mean, in long journeys.
Yeah. I didn't catch how far the magical darkness extended around the village.
Ultimately, it extends as far as the light of the hearth would reach, up to the stone wall.
Right, and if we did something like, per se, if we put the stone in the hearth, which increases the fire, does that increase the range of the light, which also increases the darkness?
No, the stone and this are separate. The hearth has its own thing, and the stone is a gift to the elders that's separated from the two effects.
Okay, cool.
So is the darkness big enough and protective enough for someone like Sprout to walk on the ground?
So it doesn't really function during the day. Functions at night as protective. So, like, technically, yeah, but it's made for it protects at night is the main idea. At night, this place cannot be found.
Okay.
Mostly, well, yeah, it's in utter darkness.
Well, maybe we can figure out a way to use a little bit of its power to make a little umbrella over Sprout.
That'd be nice.
I do think that is a project you could do. That seems very reasonable.
Let's figure out how to make a Sprout umbrella.
And so I was like, technically, right now, this is what this does. But yeah. So this is what I would say. I would say, easy enough. Let's say this. How about this for this? I think because of Sprout and this whole deal, it will say that in the lodge is safe for Sprout in its entirety.
Okay.
I won't protect outside the lodge, but it will keep the sun from affecting him within the lodge.
Very cool.
Oh, so he can always go in the lodge during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Excellent. We need a little Sprout room.
Yeah, we need him to heal up. So
and we can make him his own little room. inside the lodge.
You can currently see him through the floors of
know.
one section of the lodge.
I know,
There's
but
like I'm talking. I don't know if she knows though, right?
that's right. She wasn't
Oh,
here
yeah.
for that.
So
Oh,
there's
okay.
like a glass casing where you can see where we put him under the lodge floor. for
Currently,
him to go
Sprout's
and
still
come.
growing. He's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
he's not hatched yet. All
He's
right.
still
But I
rooted.
mean,
Yeah.
we don't have to worry about light getting into him now.
No.
So
No.
Sprout's covered. Excellent.
Yes.
Sprout
We-
mushrooms and horses.
We still kind of check on him periodically through that glass covering Azariah made.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was going to have to put no killing mushrooms on the consent checklist.
Well-
You know, sometimes you just don't know till it
Hey.
comes up, you know.
It happened.
All right. So this is given. And with that, Bow and Nebuheim, protected by the Shadow Flame Hearth, is founded. With that, we're going to end for tonight and come back to more insanity next week. For watching, thank you so much, and we will see you then.